comment,
and subscribe for more content.
Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's DK Wrestler here, and in today's video, I'm going to be ranking the worst to best TargetCon 2022 exclusives. But before that happens, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when the future content gets released. But anyways, guys, let's check it out. So like I said in today's video, I am going to be looking at the TargetCon exclusives from this year, and essentially ranking every single one, which include the pops, the pocket pops, the pop pins, and even the Loungefly bags, one by one from worst up until what I feel is the best TargetCon 2022 exclusive. So without further ado, I will kick off with what I feel is the worst exclusive from the entire TargetCon 2022, and it has to be the Artist Series The Penguin. I just don't like, first of all, not really a big fan of Artist Series, but it wasn't the fact that it's Artist Series of why it's essentially at the bottom. It's just the way that it looks for Artist Series that just doesn't appeal to me and a lot of people all that well. I don't like the blue color that's involved, and especially when you have a dark blue like that instead of maybe a lighter blue, and then you have little black penguins on it. So like overall, it's not gonna look the greatest in person. And can you guess what the next one would be? If you guessed the Artist Series Joker, then you are absolutely correct. The second worst, in my opinion, would have to be the Artist Series Joker. It is a little bit better than the Penguin because I do like the purple color involved with the Joker, and I like how there's the teeth that kind of actually pop out really well compared to the blue with the black penguins where it's super dark. Next up would have to be the red chrome Fennec Shan pocket pop. I'm not really entirely the biggest fan of pocket pops to begin with. I do own a decent amount of them, and I'm not really the big fan of the whole one color chrome thing. It seems like we're going back in time with 2018, which the next one I might as well mention is the red chrome Boba Fett pocket pop, mainly for the same reason, except this time it's mainly because I like the character, obviously, of Boba Fett much better than Fennec Shan, which is why it would be ranked higher than the Fennec Shan. Speaking of red chrome and continuing that trend, the red chrome Boba Fett Funko Pop, for once again essentially the same reason, but it's ranked higher because, of course, I collect a bunch of Funko Pops instead of pocket pops, which is why it would be up on that list. But I still don't like the idea of just doing the whole one color thing. I get it because Target is red, but did we really need that? Not really. Next up would be the pop pin of the Mandalorian holding Grogu, which I think this is pretty decent. I'm not really a big fan of the pop pins, not only because of how ginormous the pins are, but at the same time is the price point involved. They're actually more expensive than just your regular Funko Pop, and you only get like, it's a little skinny sliver. It's not a huge three-dimensional figure like you get with Funko Pop, so why pay more for such a smaller figure, essentially, or essentially it's a pin, but just something that just seems like it's not worth the, I think it's $25 Canadian, than to pay essentially $10 less for something that is more three-dimensional and essentially would be worth more bang for your buck in a Funko Pop rather than the pop pin. Next up would be Magic Johnson for the NBA Legends lineup. I'm not really a big fan of the NBA Pops, not only because I don't watch NBA all that much, but because NBA Pops usually have the same posing, and this literally is the same pose I think they've used for every Magic Johnson pop. It's just this time they switched the color of the jersey, so it's nothing really special in my opinion. It's something I've already seen, but it's a color change. Next up would be the 10-inch Lucario from the Pokemon lineup, which I think this is okay. I mean, we've already had the announcement of the regular 4-inch Lucario pop, but now we have it in a 10-inch scale and it's going to be Target exclusive. Did it really need to be a TargetCon exclusive? Not necessarily, but I would say it is at this point on the list because at least it's not like the silver chrome, or not silver chrome, but silver metallic Pikachu that we got for TargetCon last year, which if I had done a list like this last year for TargetCon, that pop probably would have been near the bottom of the list, unlike this one, which makes it close to the middle, I believe, which is why I can really accept this pop being a 10-inch, because people do like the 10-inch pops, but at the same time, some people don't like it, especially me. Next up is the Beauty and the Beast pop VHS covers, which I think this is pretty decent. I'm not entirely the biggest fan of the Beauty and the Beast movies, but I do like the concept of pop VHS covers going for the Disney lineup, but there is that factor of the VHS covers taking a lot of room, but I think it's the fact that I'm not really a big fan of Beauty and the Beast is why it is not essentially near the top of my list per se. But I can respect the fact, 30th anniversary of Beauty and the Beast, it's an iconic movie. It definitely deserves to have some sort of VHS covers per se. Next up would be the 2-pin bundle involving the TargetCon logo and the red Boba Fett helmet. And the reason I like this over the Beauty and the Beast is mainly because I like the TargetCon pin. I kind of wish it was separate from the Boba Fett helmet because I think that's really what's keeping this pin bundle down from making it any higher is that red Boba Fett helmet. If they would have sold this separately, then probably the Boba Fett would have been near the bottom along with the other red chrome pocket pops and pops, while this TargetCon pin probably would have made it a little higher on this list. Next up is the Boca Loungefly bag, which I think this is pretty decent. I do like the designs of the Loungefly bags, but I've mentioned in the past that a lot of the Loungefly bags are really small, so if I tried them on, I'd probably rip the straps right off while trying to have it on my back there. But I do like the design of it where you have essentially Bo-Katan's helmet, but that's about it. There's definitely been some better looking Loungefly backpacks that Funko has made in the past, so I feel like this isn't one of the better ones. Next up is the flocked He-Man on Battle Cat Pop Rides, which I think this is pretty decent. It definitely makes sense for it to be flocked, especially for Battle Cat being flocked, and essentially, I guess, part of the attire of He-Man being flocked since they did do the Funko Pop. That was a GameStop exclusive, I believe, in the past. But at the same time, I don't see myself getting this because I don't collect Masters of the Universe pops at all, but I do respect the fact that this is flocked. But once again, like I mentioned earlier with some of the other ones, did it deserve to be a TargetCon exclusive and not really, like, let's say, a normal Target exclusive? Not really. Next up would be the Captain Kirk and Spock moments, and I think this is pretty decent. I like the way this is executed and the fact that the Star Trek lineup, from what I remember, actually has not had any sort of moments, I believe. They've only had, like, kind of like the singular 4-inch pops. This is kind of a refresher for the Star Trek lineup, which is why I like it. However, I don't watch Star Trek, and I know for a fact I'm not going to be getting this, which is why it's not near the top, but it's still pretty high up on this list. Next up is the Treat Yourself 2-pack involving Donna and Ben Wyatt from Parks and Recreation, and I do like this. I kind of remember the scene, and it's a little bit up because I have seen Parks and Recreation. Unlike Star Trek, you do get a new character with Donna. I do like the representation of Parks and Rec that Funko has done so far in 2022. They've actually made more Parks and Rec pops in 2022 so far than they've made The Office, which is pretty insane in my opinion. So the next one I have listed is the glow-in-the-dark Evelyn Pop and Tea bundle from Masters of the Universe. Although I mentioned about not watching Masters of the Universe all that much, I do respect this Pop and Tea bundle, not only because of the pop and how decently well the glow is on the skin of Evelyn, but I really love the design of the t-shirt and even the box for it being only a square with the little insert for the window there. I think they pulled this off really well. A lot of people are surprisingly really hyped with this, and I think mainly this is high up because of the t-shirt. If it was just the pop, which we already got a common version already, but now it's a glow in the dark, I think it would have been much lower. Moving on, we're going to the top 3 portion of the worst to best list, and I'm going with the Becky Lynch with belts, or as I like to say, the Becky 2 belts pop for the WWE lineup. I'm loving the fact that there is some Comic-Con-esque exclusives now for WWE again, because I believe the last time we had a, I guess, Comic-Con exclusive was the Asuka from San Diego Comic-Con 2018, and now we have Becky Lynch with the 2 belts, the Raw and the SmackDown Women's title. But the reason it's not higher than number 3 is because we've already seen variants of Becky Lynch. It's not like it's a new WWE superstar that we haven't gotten before, but because it's Becky Lynch and she's my favorite women's wrestler, that's probably why it stayed in the top 3. But like I mentioned, there has been a couple of Becky Lynch pops before, while the next 2 pops on this list essentially either have never had a pop of themselves before or it's a new variant of said character. So now looking at the second best TargetCon exclusive in my opinion has to be the 6-inch Black Luster Soldier from the Yu-Gi-Oh lineup. I'm really loving the detail of this. It is a brand new dual monster that has not been made into pop form, a very popular dual monster to say the least. I collect the Yu-Gi-Oh lineup, which is why it's on that list, because like I mentioned with WWE, I collect WWE pops and I'm trying to collect the entire Yu-Gi-Oh wave, so this is a need for my collection, which is why it would be super high up. The reason it's not at number 1 is because Black Luster Soldier, although it is a cool dual monster, it's not essentially one of my favorites of what I would have wanted next. Example, let's say if we had gotten Summon Skull as a TargetCon exclusive, I think definitely at that point it would have been the #1 TargetCon exclusive in my opinion. But nonetheless, I knew that this pop definitely would have had to made at least #2. And the #1 TargetCon exclusive in my opinion, and I think it's a lot of people's opinions too, is the flocked Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. When I first started collecting Funko Pops, I essentially had, I guess I would call it a Mount Rushmore wish list, where it was like 4 different things I really wanted Funko to make, and one of them was a brand new Knuckles Pop, because the other one was alright, but I know that there was a lot of improvements to be made from that one, and they did that with this one, and they finally have a Knuckles Funko Pop. Perfect timing because the new Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie is coming out in April. It is a for sure need in my collection, and I think it looks so many light years better than the original Knuckles Pop. It's flocked, you can't say no to flocked, and even the box art, like all Sonic the Hedgehog Pops, are absolutely wicked. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on the worst to best TargetCon exclusive pops for 2022, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite and essentially what you think was the worst TargetCon 2022 exclusive. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. And like I said earlier, press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3. I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.